Normal rear running light. We've also got a brake light from the front switch. Check it out. See it? That's great news. That means that can go back on in regards to the light. The choke's gone off now. Love the sound, love the sound. Right, I've switched that off. Good, normal running rear lights. What have we got? We've got black on the sides, brown, white and black. Okay, now what we need to look for is the indicators. We know that we've got front left or front right not working. Front left does work, so rear should work. Ooh, it flashed briefly there, did you see that? That was interesting. So, I mean, the front end I think needs to come off anyway, so I can just double check the steering, even though the tyre's flat. Just double check it anyway. So let me plug in the rear indicators and see if we've got both working. If we have, all this rear end can go back together now, which is great news. So if of course these are indicator wires, the actual indicator ends have plug and play pieces. Here, look. So unless I'm missing something, so earths, one of these must be left flash, one of these must be right flash. I'm going to have to chop these and wire up directly to see if what's going on basically, and if that's the case then we can full time that. There's no huge issue there, but it's a bit weird at the moment because were they never plugged in properly, or was there loose extension pieces that are chucked in here? Doesn't appear to be. Really interesting. Okay, so I need to make something. I need to chop, wire and see where we stand there. So the green is definitely the earth, I believe. I've got a very simple setup now. Let's see if any of the indicators work. That's right, nothing. Oh, left. So blue and white and black is left. Rear left indicator. We have front left and rear left. That's great. Front left and rear left. So let me just double check that again. So blue on blue. That's quite simple. Blue on blue is front left. I might get that mounted back into the. Hang on a minute. Where does that mount? I'm so confused. Are they the spare fronts? Are the rears different? Are they the spare fronts? They're potentially the spare fronts. This is all getting seriously confusing. Maybe the rears didn't have any, but then how would they be mounted? At this stage I'm going to have to go back through my video. I don't know what's going on. There's no obvious sign of rear indicators. I know. Where is the number plate? Where's the rear tray? There you go. Right. Oh, what a mess. Right, there you go. So... I see. Okay. Alright, so... Right, I mean, that's busted anyway. So we need two indicators for the rear. Alright, we got this. This is okay. It's a shame though, it would have been nice to piece it back together today. I might even have two spares in there somewhere. As long as they bolt in to that area there, we're good to go. Where does that under tray go? It's got a weird setup, this bike. Really weird setup. So I need a pair of rear indicators. I had these spare, but they flash white, which is no good. They have to flash orange. So I'll order a pair for next week. What I do want to do though is get this rear end back on, and I'll leave the wires pulled out because it's only the actual rear, you know, on the number plate bracket where we need all the wiring and stuff to stick out. So we should be able to get the back end on with its rear light, and then just plug in the indicators next week basically. So that should be an option. I am going to get the side casing off, like I said, just to give it probably a bit of a clean, although I mean the bike's running and riding. Alright, let me pop it off anyway because I want to see it, you know, how it is under there. So that was Nat from Nat's Knackers Yard pulling away. Anyone not watching his channel, get around there, go watch it. Nat's Knackers Yard, amazing channel, amazing guy, great painter, great mechanic. Now here, I've not got loads to do today. I was waiting on rear indicators for this to start putting it back together. I want to order a new spark plug as well. It's not starting as well as I like from cold. As we've just seen, as you'll see on Matt's channel actually, I was telling Nat how well it starts. But yeah, it's not starting as well as I'd like. And I just think the old spark plug is a bit past it. That's the actual original spark plug from factory, so it's 20 years old now, which isn't going to be great. It's a funny shaped looking little thing as well. If I torqued it, let's see. Yeah, I'll show you guys after, but it's got a funny little shape to it. Yeah. So what we're still struggling with is fuel flow. If I turn this bike over now on the key, it should be trickling out fuel. Now I know the battery's dying or dead, but it should still be kicking out fuel. So I have a bit of concern about the suction hose here, coming from the boot to the, obviously up here. I think I need to kind of find a full-time fix for that, because even at the kind of best of times it's trickling out quite slowly. And well, this morning it's not trickling out at all. Now there's definitely fuel in there, I checked. So we need to kind of resolve this, you know, as best as we can. So I think we need to remove the boot. I think maybe get the reed valve out, maybe give it a bit of a clean. I don't like messing too much with reed valves. They're very easy to break, but a bit of a clean wouldn't hurt. It might be a bit gunky. But the main thing is that we have a suction line, which is that black one there, that is sucking fuel from up here on the tap. Now I know that I could pop that off now, put my mouth on it, and that it will suck out fuel. So I know that the tap's working, but we need the boot to be able to do that. And in fact, hang on a minute, is it connected to the boot? It's not, it's connected to the carb. Right, so is that carb creating enough suction? How do we get it to? I think we need to have a good look at this, guys, and see what's going on. I thought it was a boot connection and that was causing the suction. It appears to be a carb connection. That's quite weird and rare. So I want to get this off and have a look. Okay, after dropping the tray, I found the issue. The tray puts a flat kink in the fuel line, which means no amount of suction makes it work. Potentially I need to go through the same route that the suction line was going through then. So let me cut another piece. I'll go through that route and we'll see if that's better. I mean it should be. I didn't realise the tray was pressing on that and it's caused a very clear kink, which in fact, you know, there's fuel in there now that's not spilling out with the kink, but if I straighten up the kink, there you go, we get our flow. Alright, so I'll pop that off and cut another piece and we'll go round through the gap this time. I'm not sure why I didn't do that last time. I thought, right, I obviously made a mistake there, so let's get this back on track. Okay guys, so as you can see there, the fuel line's routed better now. That's good news. I've primed it. I can see that there's fuel running all the way up that line now, so that's the best it's been since the beginning. I wholly expect it to just fire up because I've sucked fuel through, maybe not on the button because it's a bit low. Right, good, we're back, right. We're right back to where we should be now, guys. That's really, really good news. It's such a cool little thing. Sadly, the rear indicators I ordered didn't turn up. I'm really having issues with Royal Mail and all deliveries at the moment, which is such a shame because I ordered them last Saturday, 48-hour delivery, and they're still not here Saturday after. Probably not Royal Mail's fault, if we're being honest. It's not really fair to blame them, but yeah, it's a bit of a pain. What I wanted to do is throw the rear end on this bike and get it kind of bike-like. Then I'll apply for the logbook, and 4 to 6 weeks later this bike will be you know, well, MOT'd and have a logbook and road legal, and it will be the first time it's been properly on the road. And you know, it's got some heritage to it, so very cool bike. If anyone wants to buy this bike now as it is, without the MOT and logbook, we could make a deal on it. Because if I'm being honest, do I want to store it for 6 to 8 weeks waiting for the logbook? Not really, but I will. And we can come up to an in-between price. The only other one of these selling at the moment is selling for £1,800 or £1,900 on eBay. And yeah, and in many ways this one's better, and in some ways that one's better. That one's a bit cleaner, but this one's done much less mileage. In fact, it's done, you know, no mileage if we're being honest. 2,174 kilometers, so you know, it's done what, 1,000 miles somehow. And it appears like that's been done on tracks. That's been done as kind of track day bikes, not riding it on the track fast, but paddock bikes. And like you saw, the restriction was still in the variator, so that's interesting. It's a cool bike. Right.